Being one of the best NFL players means that it definitely affects their bank account. When it comes to sports, it pays to be at the top of your game. Today, professional athletes stand alongside hedge fund managers, private equity managers, and business tycoons as some of the wealthiest people on the planet. So let's see the top 10 richest NFL players of all time. Number 10, Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson is an American professional football player who has a net worth of $135 million. Wilson is the starting quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. In April 2019, he became the highest paid player in the NFL on an annual basis when he signed a $140 million four-year extension with the Seahawks. The deal also included a $65 million signing bonus. Wilson, whose team made the divisional round of the 2019-2020 playoffs, was the 75th overall pick in the 2012 draft. He immediately took over as the starting quarterback and earned $750,000 his rookie year. In 2015, he signed his second contract with Seattle, which paid $88 million over 4 years. Today, with an average annual salary of $35 million, Wilson is earning more than 40 times his rookie salary. He has additional income coming in from endorsement deals with Nike, Mercedes, Bose, and more. And he is dipping his toe into the business world as well, since he has launched a mobile gaming app, Tally, which is backed by investors like Amazon's Jeff Bezos and Alibaba co-founder Joe Tsai. And he started a fashion line called Good Man Brand. The 32-year-old likes to share his wealth. After signing a huge contract in 2019, he gave $156,000 worth of Amazon stock to his 13 offensive linemen. You sacrifice your physical and mental well-being to protect me, which in turn allows me to provide care for my family, Wilson wrote in a letter to his linemen. Now it is my turn to return the favor. Number 9, John Elway. John Elway is a retired American football player who has a net worth of $145 million. He currently acts as the general manager and president of football operations for the Denver Broncos. Elway was an extremely successful quarterback during his career, and he set a number of records before retiring in 1999. During his NFL career, Elway earned a total of $47 million in salary alone. He earned tens of millions of additional income from endorsements during his playing days. And despite the sudden dismissal of the league format, the former quarterback found success from his other business ventures. To begin with, Elway owns a chain of restaurants called Elway's, established in 4 different locations. Plus, Elway entered a deal to own 5 auto dealerships, all named John Elway Autos, spread around the Denver area. In the year 1997, Auto Nation purchased the franchise for $82.5 million. However, the former Broncos man had a licensing agreement with the new company that he terminated after fulfilling 9 years of the contract. Number 8, Eli Manning. In January 2020, Giants quarterback Eli Manning officially announced his retirement. He finished his career with 2 Super Bowl titles and a title that most players in the NFL must be envious of, the title of highest paid player in NFL history. Eli Manning has made more money on the field than any other player in the history of the game. Over the course of his 16-year career, Manning has raked in a total of $252.3 million in contract money. Manning earned his first Giant paycheck in 2004 when he signed a 6-year rookie deal with the Giants worth $54 million. He then signed his final deal in September of 2015 when he inked a 4-year, $84 million extension with the Giants. He has also worked with the likes of Nike, Hublot, Toyota Motors, Gatorade, DirecTV, Nationwide Mutual Insurance, and Panini, and made a reported $8 million from endorsements alone in just 2018. Eli also volunteered in the wake of Hurricane Katrina to help the people of New Orleans. A father of 3 children, Manning has directed most of his philanthropy efforts towards children. Number 7, Drew Brees. Drew Brees is a quarterback for the New Orleans Saints of the NFL. Brees had a successful college football career at Purdue University, becoming one of the most decorated players in Purdue and Big Ten Conference history. As of 2012, Drew Brees' net worth is roughly $120 million. He didn't start out elite though. The height concerns led NFL teams to stay away from him for the entire first round of the 2001 NFL Draft. He was selected as the first pick of the second round, number 32 overall, by the then San Diego Chargers. Several months later, he signed his rookie contract, worth $3.6 million over 4 years. Unwilling to sign Brees long-term, the Chargers put the franchise tag on him for the 2005 season, paying him $8 million. Brees again had a good year, but an injury in the final game of the season required surgery. Concerns about whether he could fully recover from the injury briefly hurt him in free agency after the season, as the Miami Dolphins spoke with Brees but decided not to sign him. Instead, Brees signed a 6-year contract with the New Orleans Saints worth $60 million. For his effort, Brees got a much larger contract in 2012, 5 years, $100 million. $60 million of that was guaranteed, and the deal included a $37 million signing bonus. After the 2019 season, Brees was eligible to become a free agent, but when free agency began, the Saints wasted no time in bringing back their iconic quarterback, signing him to a 2-year, $50 million contract that would include a $23 million signing bonus. Number 6, Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a quarterback and model who has a net worth of $200 million. That is a separate net worth from his wife, supermodel Gisele Bündchen, who has a $400 million fortune on her own. Tom Brady has played in the NFL for nearly 2 full decades and spent nearly all of them as either the top or one of the top quarterbacks in football. Yet in an era where quarterbacks can make $20 million a year, as long as they're mostly not terrible, Brady has been something of a bargain for the Patriots. He has restructured his deals multiple times to help the Patriots' budget and has converted a lot of his contract money into a signing bonus. In 2017, his salary was technically $1 million, with a $14 million signing bonus. He has made about $212.2 million in career earnings playing in the NFL, and with 1 year left on his contract, that number is set to shoot past $227 million after the 2019 season. Brady's base salary for 2019 was going to be $14 million with a $1 million roster bonus, a bargain compared to other quarterbacks in the league who have a fraction of the resume he has. But Brady then got a new deal that increased his salary to $23 million for the 2019 season. And as soon as free agency began in 2020, Brady took that chance to become a free agent and informed personnel and fans alike that he would not be returning to New England. Not long after, reports emerged that Brady intended to sign with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with both sides agreeing to a deal that would pay him $30 million a year. Number 5, Steve Young. Steve Young is a retired American football quarterback, investor, and sports commentator who has a net worth of $200 million. Young was poised to be the number 1 overall pick in the 1984 NFL Draft. The Cincinnati Bengals were offering him a $35 million contract, but he didn't want to play for them because the money was not guaranteed. He would have gotten a $1 million signing bonus and $500,000 per year under a 5-year contract. At the same time, the USFL put an enticing offer on the table that sounded too good to be true. Lured by the promise of a huge contract, Young passed on the Bengals deal, accepting the USFL offer where he played for the next 2 years. Under the USFL contract, Young received $4 million up front and base salaries of $200,000, $280,000, $330,000, and $400,000 for the 4-year duration of the deal. Once the contract expired, Young would have no further obligation to the team, but the Express would pay him the final $30 million over 37 years, from when Young turned 28 until he turns 65. Number 4, John Madden. John Madden is a legendary NFL player, sportscaster, and entrepreneur who has a net worth of $200 million. While a major chunk of his earnings can be explained thanks to the endorsement deal with EA Sports, John Madden commanded immense respect as an analyst and subsequently a hefty salary for calling matchups week in and week out. When he initially joined Fox in 1994, he had signed a 4-year, $32 million deal. In his final stint as a sportscaster with NBC, Madden earned $9.5 million annually from 2006 until 2009, when he called time on his broadcasting career. The 82-year-old owes the majority of his career earnings to deals he signed with EA Sports to front the Madden NFL game. The biggest deal of this nature was the $150 million pact that Madden signed in 2005 to allow EA Sports to use his name in perpetuity. As a result of the deal, Madden still earns $2 million in royalties from EA Sports each year. Madden has also worked with brands such as Ace Hardware, Toyota, Miller Lite, Verizon, Outback, and Tenactin in the past. Number 3, Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning is an NFL quarterback who has a net worth of $250 million. The 5-time MVP has over $400 million in career earnings. The Indianapolis Colts selected him as the first overall pick in the 1998 NFL Draft. He went on to sign a $46.3 million rookie deal with an $11.6 million signing bonus. In 2004, he secured the most lucrative paycheck of his career at $98 million with a $34.5 million signing bonus. He went on to score his third and final deal with the Colts, worth $90 million in 2011. After undergoing neck surgery, he was subsequently released and became one of the highest profile free agents in NFL history. In 2012, Peyton decided to continue his career with the Denver Broncos and signed a 5-year, $96 million contract deal. His endorsements include Nike, Buick, Papa John's, and DirecTV. He also has affiliations with Sony, ESPN, Spring, MasterCard, and Gatorade. In addition, he also owns 32 Papa John's pizza stores located in Colorado and earns over $25 million a year in endorsements alone. Number 2, Roger Staubach. Roger Staubach is an American former professional quarterback who has a net worth of $600 million. In 1969, he joined the Dallas Cowboys as a 27-year-old rookie with a starting salary of $25,000 a year. By the end of his 10 seasons with the Cowboys, he was making around $160,000 a year. But today, he is one of the wealthiest NFL players in history. While he achieved fame and glory with the Cowboys, it is not where he attained his wealth. Nobody in those days made the huge salaries that players make today. Staubach started his business career in the early 1970s while still playing for the Cowboys. During that time, he worked for Henry S. Miller, who operated one of the largest independent commercial real estate firms in Texas. In 1997, he launched his own commercial real estate business, the Staubach Company. Number 1, Jerry Richardson. And here we have the richest NFL player of all time. Jerry Richardson is an American businessman and NFL team owner who has a net worth of over $2 billion. Richardson stepped into the NFL draft in 1959 and was selected in the 13th round by the supremacy victors, the Baltimore Colts. During its very first season, he won the NFL Super Bowl. He also bagged Colts Rookie of the Year annual award. Richardson in 2011 took part greatly in locking out the NFL players as well as in conferencing an agreement for fresh players. He contributed a lot to the main character as being the CEO of the NFL, who in 2011 made it the collective bargaining agreement with the National Football League Players Association. He initiated Flagstar Foods, which has turned out to be the 6th biggest food provision line in collaboration with one of his college mates, Charlie Bradshaw. Richardson became its CEO. Within a shorter time span, this line of food expanded to about 2,500 eateries with nearly 100,000 staff members. Richardson got retirement in 1995. Richardson has also founded a fashion line, Hardy, as well as another food chain named Spartan. Who is your favorite NFL player? Let us know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video from us. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching.